What's going on, guys? Gamster here, coming at you for a Dragon Ball Super Episode 82 review. Now, anyone that followed me on my original channel, I did do reviews of Dragon Ball on here, so I'm going to go ahead and get right into it. We left off in the last episode where Toppo, the Universe 11 fighter slash pupil for possibly becoming a god of destruction, challenged Goku, calling him evil, calling him an evildoer. He will not let this be undone, and he apologized for the rudeness. And then it picks up where they're going to want to fight, and he keeps insulting Goku and the Supreme Kai of 11. He informs the god of Universe 11 and Makrita, the angel of Universe 11, that maybe it's a good idea that they fight, that we'd be able to analyze Goku, that we'd be able to show that we're a force to be reckoned with. He says, do you agree? And then Vermoth is like, yes, and so did Makrita. So like, yeah, let's do this. And then he informs Zeno. He's like, I do apologize for the rudeness. He says, but will you allow a fight to go on between Toppo and Goku? So after they're like, oh, will it be good? Will it be good? And then after they do decide, they're like, okay, and then they're like, fight to your heart's content. And that's what the Grand Priest even says. So they're like, go ahead and fight. And Goku's like, all right, they gave us full permission to fight, so let's fight. Goku goes full Super Saiyan, and he's like, all right, come on. He's like, we're not listening, no evildoer. And Goku's like, he says, for someone that says that you're not an evildoer, he's told me to shut up, you never shut up yourself. And he just pisses him off. Now, I gotta say, Toppo in this episode, he was very strong, but to me, he's very arrogant, and he reminded me of a mix between Vegeta and Captain Ginyu, because the guy would never shut up. He kept on doing poses like Captain Ginyu. That was really annoying, but he is a strong, prideful opponent. That I will give Toppo. He's very, very strong. He does, every time he did an attack, he kept calling it a different attack. And he basically started making Goku in Super Saiyan form, like, really whooping the shit out of him. He started beating him. Goku wasn't even able to get a hit on him. He dislocated Goku's shoulder. Goku had to do a kick to get off of him. Then he relocated his shoulder, and then every time Goku tried to do an attack, it did not work. And then you saw where Beerus was upset because he did not want anybody to analyze Goku to be how powerful he is. And then Whis was like, well, what about Toppo? We need to analyze how he is. And Beerus is like, you got a point. And Gohan, and this was really shocking about Gohan. Gohan's like, I must be a Saiyan. They're like, why do you say that? He says, because this fight's even getting me aside, just like Dad. Because Goku was super excited when he was about ready to fight, and Gohan was extremely, like, this is the first time we've seen Gohan really excited to see a fight or even fight himself. Like, he won't even look like he wanted to fight for this guy. And Goku, he was just really just normal Goku. He was also a little arrogant, I can say, in my opinion, a little more than normal. And then when Toppo did a surprise attack on Goku from behind, he started crushing Goku, and Goku went back to normal form. He says, I'm going to crush you, you evildoer. He says, justice will not go undone. And Goku was like struggling to breathe. And then Makrita, she kept on saying, well, don't you think you should forfeit? And don't you think you should do this? And then Whis is like, Makrita, could you stop doing your little wisecracks? So he was getting back at Makrita, which I thought was extremely hilarious. And you see Goku, he's having a little bit hard trouble, and he says, well, and then in the beginning, Hercule's like, the guy with the most muscles are normally the weakest, and Gohan's like, no, that's not true, because this person is very powerful. And Goku let out his super god form, and he surprised Toppo and actually made Toppo a little freaked out. And he says, so you were saving your power? He says, yeah. He says, but now it's my turn. And then Goku started whooping the shit out of him, making Toppo his little bitch. He started beating the shit out of Toppo so bad where Toppo was getting his ass whooped. Then they start going toe-to-toe, and Zeno was actually, both Zenos, they were actually being very normal. They were acting like little kids. They were so happy. They're like, wow, 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 wow. They're like all being all stupid and everything. And then Toppo's like, I'm going to go full power on you. I'm going to make sure, because he messed up Toppo's suit. And you see Goku do a Kamehameha blast. That's the reason why Topo's suit gets messed up. That pisses him off. He says, I'm going to go full power. And Goku's like, fine, go full power. Go beyond your limits, and I'll show you what I can do. So Goku went back to Kaioken form in God form, and Topo started powering up, and then the Grand Priest said, stop. Then both Omni Kings were like, why are you saying stop? Why stop? Keep going. He says, no. He says, if we keep going, then there'll be nothing to show in the power tournament. Don't you want to see something in the power tournament? Don't you want to see something that's going to be interesting? He goes, I don't know. Okay, maybe, fine, that's good enough today. He says, okay, then, very well. And he says, it's not enough. And then Goku's like, fine, if that's what Zeno wants. He says, but I was just getting started. And the next thing you know, Supreme Kai is like, Goku, don't talk back. He says, fine. He just kind of powers down, so does Topo. And then Goku goes up to Topo and says, you're a really strong fighter. He says, I'm looking forward to our fighting against each other in the power tournament. Give it all our best. He hands out his hand to shake, and Topo turns his back on. He says, I'm not going to shake a hand with an evildoer that gives him joy. And he says, plus, he says, even if you did somehow defeat me, I have a sworn good friend of mine named Jin that he will be able to defeat you even if it happens. And then Goku's like, Jin, huh? So it really got Goku's attention that there's someone more powerful than Topo. So my thing is that if Topo is so-called powerful, why would he even be considered as a god as a god candidate? That makes no sense to me. But I'm going to be doing another video on that for a side note. Continuing on, the Grand Priest basically says that he's going to start creating the tournament power very soon, and they have this amount of days. And then Goku's like, Grand Priest, he goes, yeah, what is it? He says, how long is it this days? He says, it's 40 hours. He says, that soon? And they all the gods, all the Kai start freaking out. And then you see Topo going to Vermoth and Markrita and Supreme Kai, their universe. And he says, do you think you can defeat Goku? He's Son Goku. He says, I don't know yet. He says, but I think if I fall, Jin will be able to take him. And they're like, well, let's hope so. And then they leave, and then everyone starts leaving after Grand Priest says, get your fighters ready and be here on time. And they all start to leave, and Champa looks around. He goes, I wonder if it has 10 other brothers. And Vados is like, she's like, have more faith in your fighters, let's go. So next thing you know, Beerus is like getting all wigged out. So is Supreme Kai. They're like, okay, let's go back. He's like, Goku, come on, hurry up. And Goku says goodbye to Omni Kings, and they're like, bye. And he's like, come on, hurry up. So they leave, and while it's happening, the Grand Priest is getting ready to build the power tournament, and it's going to take a long time to build the stage. So during this time period, he's getting everybody to get their fighters ready, and they go back to the Kai world. And Beerus is like going off. He's like, everybody, we got to do something. How are we going to do this? He says, you need to be more confident. How can you not be going nuts? And Beerus and Goku going back and forth. And Goku's like, how can I be so confident when I don't know who I'm fighting? We need a better strategy. That's why we have Gohan. He says, yeah, well, there's only so much Gohan can do. And Gohan's like, I'm going to let you guys down. And then Beerus looks at Whis. He says, Whis, you're going to do something right. He says, you don't have to worry about being erased. He says, well, I'm just a guy in a candidate. He says, yeah. He says, now you're trying to find an excuse. And Beerus is like really getting on Whis' ass, and Whis is like just laughing, and then he looks at him and he says, well, Whis, the Grand Priest is your father, right? He goes, yes. He says, why don't you bribe him and get us out of this tournament? He says, don't say such silly things, Beerus. And then Beerus and him start going forward. He says, well, he says I'm gonna go. He says, we need to go to Earth right now. He says, so we can eat more food as well as be able to talk this out who's going to be on the team for the powerful fighters we have here on Earth, so that, or in the universe, so that way we would be able to get more fighters and go into the power tournament. And Goku's like, well, we'll gather everyone he can. He says, yeah, we got to get all the food. He says, enjoy the delicious food. He says, some dummy. And they keep going back and forth, and Whis is acting like a dad towards Goku and Beerus, and it's absolutely hilarious. So they finally go, okay, you know, doing this is not going to get nobody anything. We need to actually do something. We need to work together instead of arguing. And then both Beerus and Goku finally came to an agreement, like, okay, yes, we do need to work with one another instead of fighting, so let's just put our differences aside and actually work together on this. So they both were in agreement, and Goku even said that he was going to find the best fighters and do his best. So now we obviously know at the end of this episode that they're going to be finding more fighters. Obviously, we know who's going to be in there. We obviously now know that Jiren is more powerful than Topo, which was also released. But we also know now that in the next coming episode, they're going to start telling everybody, but it also looks like Bulma is about ready to give birth to her and Vegeta's daughter. And now it does show that Bulma does give birth at the end for the next episode. So that is basically what happened. Now my theory for the next episode is really going to be interesting to see what's going to happen. I think mainly it's going to be like a calm episode to basically talk about, okay, how are we going to deal with this with such limited time frame, how are we going to get everybody to know what's going on, when we're going to get to know, everything like that. So obviously it's going to be really intense to see all the fighters really come together and go, okay, Goku's like, okay, this is what's going on, this is what's going to happen. But now with Vegeta's child being born, he may not fully be into it right now, but he's not going to have a choice but to protect his family. And then it shows Krillin is fighting one of the fighters that they did fight in there. It looked like, I don't know if it was something that Beerus creates to help one of the fighters, that way they kind of know what they're going up against, or something Whis creates, or something Goku explains to them, that way they can kind of envision it in their mind. So it does kind of show that they're fighting the fighters that Goku as well as Gohan and Boo fought in the tournament. So it's going to be really, really interesting to see what's going to happen. I was really excited to finally get this episode, and this episode may come up late, guys, but I figure I'll go ahead and get it done tonight, and that way it'll be out for everyone to see this. But nevertheless, guys, I'm still doing Dragon Ball reviews. I'm still doing it online, so again, check out my channel. I'm still hosting Dragon Ball content, on a whole bunch of other content, so go check it out. Nevertheless, I'm doing my best for you guys to have more content out there. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode as much as I did. What did you guys think about it? Let me know in the comments below what you think about this episode. Like this video, subscribe to the channel if you're new. All my links coming down in the description below as well as normal. But again, let me know what you guys think about this episode. Did you enjoy it? I really enjoyed it. I think it was I think Goku can go extremely more powerful if he wants, and I think that on a side note, I think that the Grand Priest is a little more influential than the Omni King, and I might make another video on that. And you know what, guys, I just really enjoy doing these videos for you guys and these reviews. So if you guys keep doing it, keep liking the video, and I'll see you guys on the next video, and hope you guys have a good night. See you on the next one.